Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing more of a faith chat with Becks rather than a Bible with Becks today. Excuse any background noise, my house is super lively today. All the kids are playing outside. It's a super nice sunny Sunday. But anyway, let's just get right into it. Basically, you can see from the title, I want to talk about how you can stick close to God, how you can kind of, just like when you're having dark days, dark times, hard times, how do you stick close to God? And the reason I want to talk about it is just I've had a rubbish week. I try to be really positive, remain positive, and just put the good kind of out there. But with my health, I have some really horrendous weeks, and this last week's just been one of the worst. I've had no motivation. You guys saw there was no video on Wednesday. I did film, but I just couldn't bring myself to edit. I was sleeping all week, just feeling super miserable. And that's just a reality of something that I have to deal with my chronic fatigue, with my life. But it makes it really hard, I kind of find, in my relationship with Christ. Going through kind of being fine or having energy to just having no energy, no motivation. My mood goes completely negative. I get really snappy. I have like no patience, and it just ruins kind of the person that I want to be. I want to be someone who is Christ, like I want to be reaching after his heart. I want to be kind, I want to be caring, I want to have motivation to do things like film videos and do youth work. And I just had no motivation, no energy to do like any of it. Literally before I filmed this, I quickly slapped some like BB cream on my face. I just look tired, I'm not feeling my best, I'm having really bad flare-ups, and yeah, it really affects my faith. It really affects how I feel in terms of my closeness with God. And I think this is something that's super relatable, whether it's a health reason that causes it, or whether it's family circumstances, stress in your life, work, or just like things going wrong that just make you feel rubbish. Like they make you have no motivation, they make you really miserable, really negative, no patience, kind of like lonely, fed up, isolated. All of those things really impact the way that we feel in terms of God. And this last week has been quite a challenge. The first part of the week was kind of like, okay, like I'm still gonna get up, I'm still gonna pray, I'm still gonna read my Bible, I'm still gonna like put those things first. But like halfway through the week, that just like totally went out the window. And so I want to talk about kind of like what happened to me, like the way that I find that realistically what it is. It's a mixture of things, I guess. Being unwell or having a lot of stress in your life does impact the way that you think and you feel and the things you want to do. But the biggest thing in that is that Satan uses it. Like, that's the best way that I can put it. I have my friend I was talking to about it, and we totally agree that Satan uses those moments because you're weakened or you're more vulnerable, and he just wants to get in there. And so for me this week, it looked like in the morning, I said a super quick prayer, but I didn't really want to. And it was like, well, I'm really tired, so I'm going to go back to sleep for a bit. And now I'm hungry, and now I have to walk my dog and feed him, so I'm not going to pick up my Bible and read it today. And oh, I was gonna like listen to this really great, Christian podcast. I've shared quite a few that I like, but actually now I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna listen to worship music. I'm gonna listen to like just moody music that's just gonna keep me in my negative feelings. And like doing those things are not helpful. Then it's like I'm gonna watch this trashy program on TV tonight instead of going to bed at a reasonable time. Those things are Satan's way of really getting at me. And it could be a completely different thing for you. It could be the way that you eat that week, the way that you spend time with people or don't spend time with people. And it might be stuff like the music that you listen to that week is different than what you would listen to if you were feeling better and not moody. And Satan just uses those things. And so over time, it's like, well, now I don't want to speak to God, and now I'm in an angry mood, and now I'm not doing things that please him. And now I'm just like filling up this big ball of negative stuff that's just putting a block between me and God. And that was happening this week. It got to the point where I didn't read my Bible for a few days. I barely said my prayer. I was just listening to podcasts which are just like, gossipy and stuff. It's not edifying, it's not good, it's not healthy. And that just left me feeling really blah. Like I didn't take it to God. I didn't say to God, I'm struggling, please come alongside me, please walk with me in this. And at the same time though, my faith wasn't like completely gone. This is just a bad week, and I was still saying to God, like, please protect me, like please keep your arms around me when I go to sleep, because I could tell that Satan was near. And I just had this realization yesterday. I had to get up early, we had a church meeting, and I just thought to myself, you can't do this, you can't keep this like mood, like don't go to church having not prayed, having not read your Bible, don't spend the rest of this weekend in this same mood, don't keep listening to music or watching stuff that's going to keep you in your feelings, because Satan wants to keep me in my feelings so that I don't spend time with God. He wants me to keep me in my feelings that are valid to have, to be angry, to be stressed, to be fed up, to be, sick and tired of being unwell, but he was using that so that I'm treating other people in a mean or a snappy way because I'm just not happy, and I'm just not going to read my Bible because it kind of, he uses it. And so literally like half an hour before we left, I was like, right, like I just need to stop this. And I just spoke to God. I'm sorry I've been doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just need you. And I just sought him out in prayer, and it really changed so much in that moment, like just speaking to him. And then I think I started to read my like verses of the day, and then when I went to church, I was just in a different mindset than I had been before. And when I came back, I actually started to do stuff and be a bit more productive. And that doesn't mean that I wasn't still exhausted, because I still had a nap, but it meant that I wasn't allowing Satan to use me being exhausted and me being tired and me having bad health to mean that, well, everything's awful and I'm going to treat people in a bad way and I'm not going to spend time with God because these things are happening. Next week for the Bible with Becks, I want to talk about things I've learned from reading Job, because I recently finished that and I definitely relate to Job, and I just know that everything does work out for good. I shared it on Amelior, the verses where Joseph says to his brothers that, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. I know that whatever happens when I'm going through hard times, Satan is the one who intends to harm me, but God will use it for good. And so it's just so important to cling close to God and just stick close to him. And so I want to encourage you with ways to do that. And so my first one would be anything that you do that just puts you more in your feelings of being moody and angry and making it seem like it's okay for you to stay in that place, get rid of it. Like if it's, I have albums that I love, I really like rock and roll, punk music, stuff like that. But if I listen to songs that are just being angsty and angry, and I'm angry and it's just fueling the way I'm feeling, I can't listen to it. Like when I'm feeling great and it's just an angsty song, perfect. But when you're listening to something and it's just getting you more in your feelings, put it away. Like if you're going through a breakup and that album is just going to make you so depressed and wallowing like crazy, and you've already been doing that for months, just stop listening to it. Put it away. Put the worship music on, put a different album on that's upbeat and positive. So like put away the things that are going to make things worse. Like I stopped listening to the podcasts that are just not necessary, like not edifying, not great, not helpful. Put it to one side. TV programs are just going to either make you more sad, more miserable, whatever. Put it to one side. Don't watch it. My second tip for you is pray anyway. Like pray anyway. I've said this so many times. Just talk to God for real. Tell him how you really feel. Pray to him anyway, even when you don't want to. And don't give him a pointless 1 minute that you don't even mean. Like there's no point saying to him, like, thank you for this day, and you don't mean it at all. Just say to him, Lord, I don't even feel like praying right now because this is how I'm feeling and this is why I need your help. Be honest and pray anyway. My third one would be read the word, or listen to the word, or listen to a podcast, or listen to worship music. Like listen to something that is biblical, because reading the word literally started to bring me out of like my mood. Like the more I was reading, I had finished Job, I was reading Esther, and I was just like, yes, like I'm feeling better. Like just being in the word, being in the word just helps so much. So yeah, be in the word. Whether it's, if you don't feel like reading or you can't read, listen to it on the audio, listen to it on the Bible app, listen to a podcast which is talking about it. There are amazing podcasts. I find like MMA Jenkins one so uplifting and so positive. Listen to something like that where they're talking about scripture. It's all biblical, it's all just fully like edifying content. Listen to something like that, or listen to worship music which is really based on what it says in the Bible, and just let it lift you up. My fourth one would be share with someone that you trust that you need help. Like I told my friend, this is really bad right now, and I know that she's going to pray for me. Like I can tell my parents or some of my other extended friends and Christian friends and stuff, I'm struggling, like this week hasn't been good for me. They can pray for me. So their prayers are also working while I'm seeking out God. It makes such a difference, and when you're just doing it on your own, and then you also know that you're not alone because you've told someone else and they're kind of like checking on you. That's another big one. And then another way to just like stay close to God in this time is just to remind yourself that even in these hard times, like everything passes. Me and my friend were talking about this, and she had a great word where she was saying that every time stuff like this happens, she always thinks that like something better has to come from it. Like God is going to do something even more incredible. Like the next stage in your life, the next season is going to be so much greater and so much better than anything good that you've experienced already. Because every time we go through more trials, God is just preparing even more blessings and like even more good things. And so if you are struggling and you're trying really hard and you're doing all these things to try and stick close to God, and you feel like you're basically drowning or just hanging in there, like, you know, like you're hanging off the top of the building by the edges of your fingers, like sometimes that's how I feel in my relationship with God when things are just so hard. Just keep clinging on, because you will get to that side. God will put his hand out, pick you off that building, and the next thing you know, you'll be standing like on top of a beautiful mountain, like looking at the sunset. I don't know. He will do incredible things and good things will come. We have to always think of that. Think of that verse in Genesis. You know, you intended it to harm me, but God intended it for good. Okay, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you guys that basically I had a really rubbish week, but it really showed me that even in that rubbish week, I realized, like, you know what, I can snap out of this. I can choose to stick close to God. I can choose to say no way to Satan and just like go with him. And I think in these times, in this pandemic, in this last year, we need this encouragement for each other. Like, remind your friends. Like, if your friends, you know, check on them, and if they say they're struggling, remind them that there is good things to come, to stick close to God, to put away the stuff that's negative and unhelpful, and just lean into the things that truly will just be great for your heart and your soul and your spirit. Yeah, I hope that you guys have a wonderful Sunday. I'll see you on Wednesday for a video. I've said this in my Wednesday video, but I'm pre-filming a bunch of stuff right now because I have some stuff going on next week and I'm not sure I'll be able to film because of my health and everything. But yeah, I'll be talking to you guys next week, Bible with Becks, a little bit about Job. So yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!